This week, we have a great conversation with a gentleman in Chicago's Southside Beverly neighborhood who talked about the power of cargo bikes, but also the lack of bike lanes in his neighborhood. Take a listen.
So first of all, to get us started, is this your bike and can you tell me about it?
Yeah, absolutely. This right here is a cargo bike. I got it because people say that, oh, you need to have a car to go grocery shopping, or you need to have a car to go, go to a hardware store, which, I mean, that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, I load up groceries in this thing and could probably take just as much as I could in a normal car ride. I mean, a weekly shop, yeah, you got enough in this thing. It's the Aventon Abound. Yeah, so it's a cargo bike. It could take a lot of cargo. It can take people. You can ride it pretty far. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very cool. And how long have you been biking and what got you into it? How did you get started?
So I've been biking since I was a child, but as an adult, it just got a resurgence because you get outside, you get to see more. So when you're driving and traveling at car speeds, I mean, you're focusing on the road, but when you're walking or cycling, you get to see little places up closer and be more interactive with your surroundings. I honestly think it brings you closer to your city because you get to be part of it, not just drive through it. It's what I do it for.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you use your bike for? You mentioned groceries, going to the hardware store. What does that look like?
Yeah, so riding to the grocery store, that one in a car is a couple minutes. On a bike, it's only a few minutes longer. Go to the gym, take it to the big box hardware store over on Western. Just everything. I tried to take it to the lakefront, but I think it was just a little too far, but I mean, I'll get there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what do you like about biking in Chicago?
What I like about it is, right, so this is cliche, but it's a good little community. So when you, cars, man, when you cycle, you sort of ride past people and give them a wave, and there's a little camaraderie there because you're sort of part of this, a group that just doesn't want to drive, but I like it because I get to go through parks, Major Taylor Trail, get to see places that you can't really see when you drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you dislike about biking in Chicago? What do you feel like could be better?
Oh, where do I start? All right, so this city is designed for cars, and the mentality of our elected officials, or most of them at least, just put cars first and foremost. We're on Longwood Drive, which is a designated bike path, but all we have is paint. Whenever I ride on this thing, cars overtake me at 40 miles an hour. The city has so much potential to have protected bike lanes, to have a network of safe paths, and we are close enough together where that network of safe bike lanes would just explode in ridership. And I just don't like the fact that no one has been visionary enough to have bike lanes throughout the city. I love the ward by ward attempts that people have got going, but I don't like in Chicago how I could ride, a half a mile that way, I'm in a different ward and there's protected bike lanes. I get into this ward and there's just nothing except for playing dodgems with cars.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me pick maybe like two more questions here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in an area where there aren't a lot of people biking. So what do you think people who don't bike might misunderstand about biking, or people who bike or choose to bike?
I think that people have incorrect conceptions that people who bike are doing it in a pretentious way. Really, it's an alternative mode of transport and it should be perceived as such. I don't like it when people see bicyclists as a hobbyist or in the way of people getting about their business. Like, people in cars are more serious than bicyclists. No, we're trying to get to the same place you are. We're just doing it in a way that I believe is more sustainable and just better for everyone. It's to cycle. Like, I cut out a gym visit if you cycle each day. Get your 30 minutes of exercise that way. So that's the message I'd like to send.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe one more here. Yeah. What's one of your favorite recent experiences biking? What's like a time that really stands out to you?
Oh, yeah. So recently, we wanted to explore more of the south side, which I have to say, please do. But we went down over to the Major Taylor Trail. And if you haven't heard of Major Taylor Trail, it is what I describe as the South Side 606, fast South Side 606. It's named after a historically great African-American cyclist who really should have his name out there more because what he did for the sport is incredible. But it's a trail that runs down to Blue Island, and we rode over it, and we rode down it over the Calumet River, took a right, and just followed the river down. We didn't know what to expect, but we did it, and it was great. So just getting out and exploring is my number one most favorite thing about this.
Cool. Absolutely. Well, that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people or that you want to mention about your experience?
Yeah, I'd say get more bike lanes in the 19th Ward. We need bike lanes. We need recognition that this is a legitimate alternative mode of transport. Just like pedestrians get paths, cars get roads, we should get some bike paths as well.
Thanks for watching that interview. Subscribe to see more conversations with Chicagoans biking around their city, dropping every other week.